everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we're going to be doing two spring inspired makeup looks today. One is going to be a more neutral, natural look for your work or school place if you want to wear it just for everyday makeup. And I'll also be doing a more bold look for pictures or if you just want to do something that you don't normally do. So sit down, get your snacks, and let's get into this. So the first thing I always start off with in a makeup look is hydrating my skin. This protects the moisture barrier and it also makes it more flawless when you put your makeup on top of it. So today I'll be using the Tarte Cosmic Maracuja. This has little gold flakes in it and I find that it makes my skin really smooth and really soft. I've noticed my skin clearing up too while using it. So to hydrate my lips, I'm going to be using the Burt's Bees in Pomegranate. I like the way this feels just because it's not so waxy and it doesn't feel heavy on my lips. And it just creates a really nice base for my lipstick overall. So next, to start off with, I'll be using the Benefit Cosmetics Porefessional. This primer is really good because it minimizes your pores and makes a smooth finish. So all you need is about a pea-sized amount, and this goes a long way. So now that our skin is primed, we'll now be moving into the face makeup. So today for my foundation, I'll be using the Physicians Formula in the shade MN4. It comes in a really nice glass bottle and it overall just makes my skin look more natural and more healthy. It is light to medium coverage, which is pretty nice. It's buildable though if you do want a more full coverage foundation. And overall, it's just been my favorite lately. So next we're going to be blending out our foundation with the Real Technique sponge. So next I'll be using the Milani Conceal and Perfect in the shade 115. I use this to brighten my under eyes and just make me look more awake and alert throughout the day. I'll also be using the Fenty Beauty Concealer in the shade Tan for the places where I want a more natural coverage. Now using the same sponge I used for my foundation, I'll be blending out my concealer. So next I'll be going over my cream contour, and to do this I'll be using my e.l.f. Cream Contour Palette. I generally go in with the second to lightest shade and the darkest shade just to make sure that I get a really even coverage and it blends. Also just going in with my Wet n Wild angled brush, I'm going to contour my nose. And then using the same sponge once again to blend this all out. Now with our contour all blended out, we now move into setting our face and baking. So to do this, I'll be using the Coty Airspun. I know a lot of people have problems with this giving flashback, but it seems to work for me. Luckily, the only thing that I don't really like about it is the smell, but overall it could be worse. So just going over the areas where I place concealer to really brighten up my face and set it into place so that there's no creasing. Next, I'll be setting the concealer in place with the lightest shade in this palette to create a base for my eyeshadow, to make sure everything is even when I put it on. So for eyeshadow for the neutral look today, I'll be using the e.l.f. Matte for Matte in Summer Breeze. Starting off with a light transition shade and blending that onto my lid. Then deepening it with another shade and more precise brush. Then blending it back with the other transition shade so everything is smooth and doesn't stand up. So at this point for the natural eye look, I'm pretty happy with how it looks so far. I'm just going to deepen it and smoke it out under my bottom lash line so that everything blends together nicely and doesn't look harsh. Next, I'll be going in with a pink shade from my Ulta Beauty Wild and Alluring palette. Next, I'll be curling my lashes to give them some lift before I put my mascara on over top of it. For my mascara today, I'll be using the Maybelline Sensational Lash. Next, I'll be wiping off my bake using Almay Smart Shade in 200 Light Medium. Now I'll be going in with my blush, and for this I'll be using the Bare Minerals in Calm My Blush. And I'll just be going on the apples of my cheeks. To bronze my face today, I'll be using the Morphe in Debutante. This contour is very pigmented and you really need to go in with a light hand or it's going to be very heavy. So now to set my face before I put on my highlighter and lipstick, I'll be using the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set. So for my highlight today, I'll be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dream Glow Kit palette, and I'll be using the shade Unicorn and mixing it with Regal for a nice pink springy look. So for my lips today, I'll be using the NYX Liquid Suede in the shade Soft Spoken, and to top it, I'll be using the Bare Minerals Gloss. So this now concludes the part of my video where I do the natural, more elegant makeup for everyday life if you want to wear this to school or work. Now, if you want a more bold look, keep on watching. So now, moving forward for the bold look, I'll first be wiping off the shimmer eyeshadow that I laid down before so that I can have a nice clear base for the eyeshadow look that I'm going to do. Now just going back in with my Milani Conceal and Perfect to recreate a base for my eyeshadow. And then blending this out with my small blending brush.
I just dug into this palette. It's okay.
Once again, setting the concealer I've laid down with a neutral color. Alright, so once again I'm going in with my e.l.f. Matte for Matte Summer Breeze palette, but this time we'll be starting off with the darker shade that I used last time and using it as my transition color, tapping off the excess that I don't need to prevent fallout. Alright, now that we have our transition shade down, I'll also be using the I'll be using the more purple shade that I have in the palette and blending that into my crease. Once again, using the more precise blending brush that I have and tapping off the excess powder. Someone's playing like taiko drums out there or something. So now, once I get this to a place I really like, then I'm going to put this palette aside for now. And yeah. So when I think of spring, I think of really colorful, like beautiful flowers. I think of like just happiness, the sun, like just all around, like things warming up. So I want to do a look with blues and pinks and just colors all around. So we'll see how this goes. So next I'll be blending and dipping into this pink and orange shades right here and blending at the top. I'm kind of looking like Ursula the Sea Witch right now, but honestly, it's okay. Alright, this is what we have so far. So here comes the tricky part. So now I'll be going to my Alice Through the Looking Glass palette and dipping into the shade Gone Mad using my e.l.f. blending eye brush and putting that into my outer corner and blending it into my crease. Then blending that with the brush that we used before and going back in and blending out those colors, making sure that they're smooth and that they transition well. I look kind of insane right now, but it's okay. So now I'll be attempting a cut crease using the Milani concealer once again and saying a prayer that this goes well. Okay, alright. So far so good. And then just setting that once again with a neutral color. Go me. Alright. I like where this is going. Okay. I'll be going in with the yellow shade in my NYX Ultimate Edit palette once again, and using a flatter brush, hopefully. Now going in with a clean angled brush and dipping into that yellow shade. Now that we have the outline done, I'll be going over the whole lid with the same yellow color, just using my finger and patting that on. Smoke out my under lash line. I'm going to be going in with my Urban Decay brush right here that we used earlier. And I'm going to be going in with Metamorphosis, Bandersnatch, and then going back into my NYX Ultimate palette. Okay, now going into Bandersnatch. Next, I'll be adding more purple back here just to blend the two together and making it look more concise and natural. Mixing Gone Mad and the purple from my NYX palette, once again tapping off the excess. So now I'll just be cleaning up, going back in with my blending brush and my transition shades with the orange and pink, making sure that everything is blended out. Now I'll just be cleaning up with a little bit of concealer under the places where I have some fallout. So with the eyeshadow on this eye all complete, I'll now be doing it to my other eye off camera to save time. Okay, so with the eyeshadow complete on both eyes, I'm now going to go in with my eyeliner, and I'm going to be using the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner, and hopefully not messing this up. Looks pretty good. Alright. I'm pretty proud of how this looks. Wet n Wild in the shade 657. This takes some finagling. Alright, I'm pretty proud of this so far. And then going in with my lash curler again to add lift to my eyes. Okay, going on the other eye. Alright, just like that. I'm an angel. Okay. Alright, I think I'm gonna try to pop some false lashes on off camera and I will be right back. Alright, with our lashes now on, then we also want to add an inner corner highlight just to tie the eye look all together. And for that, I'll be using the highlight shade Magic from the Dream Glow Kit once again. Alright. I don't want to take away from my eye look, so I'll be going back in with Soft Spoken. I'm going to mix a little bit of tea and cookies, also from the NYX Liquid Suedes, and then going back over it with the gloss I used before. Must Have Gloss in Brilliant. Alright, and that's the bold look all complete.
My number. It's my number. My number. Hannah.
So this is the finished look for the bold. I'm pretty proud of what I did. I think the only thing that really could have made it better was just nothing.
Hannah.
So,
Hannah.
special feature, my niece
Hannah.
and my dog. That's great. This is a great video.
How pretty.
If you like this video, please hit the like button down below and subscribe.
And I can eat my chihuahua.
Have a beautiful day.